It all started when my kids left. We have 20 acres, and it started to become a whole lot of weeds and overgrowth. So we started off with 2 goats just to help clean up a little bit. My name is John, and I'm a goat farmer. My typical day is to get up in the morning, go around, check on everybody, give them feed, hay. They don't get grain all the time. The boys get grain in the beginning to help their growth, and the does only get grain during breeding season and birthing. Rest of the time they're either on pasture or hay. Besides feeding, you have to be part vet. So your mother, vet, butcher, you need to, every 3 months, you need to clip their feet, which is if you're breeding for meat, so you typically only clip their feet twice because they go to slaughter before they reach 9 months. You have to give them injections. You have to look for any lumps or anything. It's an unknown fact that 80% of the world eats goat meat. So that's kind of how we got into it. We started off with 2, that led to 4, then it led to 6. And then we decided to try goat meat for ourselves, so we bought some frozen. It was the worst thing I ever tasted. I thought I'd never be able to eat one of my own. But then we butchered some of our own, and it was delicious. You typically breed for ethnic holidays, which would be Easter, Christmas, Kwanzaa. Goat meat is very, very lean. There's hardly any fat or marbleization on it at all. And then you can cut chops out. You can cut anything out of that you can any other animal. But we typically just go for the loose sausage. We make sausage links and steaks, and then we save one hind quarter for a roast. We had steaks tonight. Um, you have to know when they come into heat to know when to breed. They typically come in twice in a month. The second time isn't as long, and that's what help you get your triplets, your twins and your triplets, so you try to hit both those times in 1 month. I only have one buck, which is big. You try to breed for length and muscle. The length is your loin, which is your best selling meat. So that's typically what you go for. Your buck is 50% of your herd. So he is like the most valuable, I don't know, most valuable goat you have. Because it doesn't matter if you have 14 does, you only have one buck to cover the 14, and they're going to take on his genetics along with the mothers. So you're breeding, when you're in the meat business, you're breeding for something totally different than the dairy business.
How many females do you have, and how many male goats do you have?
I have 5. I have 3 females that I'm breeding now, which should be due right around April. And then I have 2 doelings, which will be bred probably in like August, between August and November of next year. They say you can breed a goat 2 times in 1 year. And they also say you can breed a goat if it's 1 year or 80 pounds. So if your goat's 80 pounds and only 10 months old, you can go ahead and breed it. I like to wait till it matures a little bit, so I usually wait like 1.5 years, which does cut into the profit because you're losing that extra half a year. And I believe in breeding only once a year because I think twice a year is too hard on a doe. A doe typically only gives birth till about 7 years old. So that's the reason they try to do it twice a year instead of just once, so they can get the most out of that as they can. And when I say twice a year, it's twice a year for 1 year, but you can breed a goat 3 times in 2 years.
How many? What kind of meat did you cook tonight?
I cut the loin out. We make sausage, which we have to mix with pork because